So the interesting part to me in that whole story is that I genuinely thought I was going to do it. I genuinely wanted to do it. So much so that I agreed to make a very public statement about how I was going to gain weight. And the reason that that was able to happen was because I did not understand that I had fear of weight gain. I was not conscious of my fear of weight gain. And it frustrated the hell out of my family all the time. And that episode, I guess, frustrated the hell out of everyone in my village, because I'd said I wanted to gain weight. I'd gone around, I got all these people to sponsor me to gain weight. And then all I had to do was gain weight, and I hadn't done it. And I was very embarrassed by it. And very confused by it, because, like I keep saying, I genuinely thought I was going to do it. And it was, now I can look back and I can completely understand it, because now I know that fear of weight gain does not have to be conscious. And a lot of fears maybe that people have aren't conscious. A lot of the time I think we're not as conscious of things as we think that we are about ourselves. But our actions tell the truth. And so despite the fact that I was saying, I want to gain weight, I'm going to gain weight, my actions didn't change. Every day I acted like a person on an extreme diet would act. And so I can look back at that now and go like, duh. Well, of course you didn't gain weight because you were getting up and running all day and not eating very much. But in my head at the time, when I was in that disordered state at the time, that's just not how it worked. In my head at the time, I was going to change. I was going to change after this run. I was going to change tomorrow. I was going to eat more at the next meal. In my mind, I was doing it. I was committed to doing it. But then in the moment, my fear was overriding my motivation. And that is the moral of the story. It's not about motivation necessarily when we're dealing with a fear response. And just in case you're wondering, I would not suggest anybody doing what I did with a sponsored weight gain. It was a bit of a stressful time, let's just put it that way. But at the time, and very confusing for me, because like I said then, I didn't understand that I had a fear problem. I didn't understand that. And so it was massively confusing. Now I think it's a beautiful example of the difference between motivation and fear, and helping us understand the difference between motivation and fear. Because when we understand fear, then and only then can we overcome it. We can't overcome something that we don't understand is there. We can't overcome something that we don't know is there. When you have an unconscious fear of weight gain, and even when you have a conscious fear of weight gain, you might be able to mentally kind of understand you've got to overrule the conscious part, but you don't understand the unconscious element. And that unconscious element is the part that keeps you stuck in your behaviors. That's the part that says, oh, I'm just going to do this one more run and then I'm going to change. And in that moment, you believe it. In that moment, you believe it's true that you're just going to do one more run and then you're going to change. Even though you might have said that to yourself every day for the last 4 years. And so that is what I didn't understand. And that is what I had to learn to understand in order to fully recover.